Hello and welcome to another round of the Virtual Drift Championship. My name is Craig and with me as always is Tanner. What's going on, dude?
Oh, it's going great here today, Craig. We've had an amazing round of qualifying and now we're here for the top 32 battles. I'm super excited to see how today's going to turn out.
Absolutely, a lot of strong runs there in qualifying. A lot of people up into the 90s this time. But Zach O'Sullivan, again, our current Rookie of the Year this season, coming out on top with that 95.3 for his number one qualifying position. So we'll get to see him first today in top 32. If you're just now joining us, we'll bring up the line map. Drivers will start there at the bottom of your screen and have, of course, that really long run up you get here at Okayama. So enter in for that first decel zone there. And again, the judges have iterated that they want the decel to be very smooth through there. They've given drivers a lot of room to make it smooth, so we don't want to see that lead car really slamming on brakes as he enters in and then picks up his throttle to drive into clip 1, your first inside clip of the track. Working your way out to the outside for a little wall run there at your first outside zone, clip 2, then transitioning back across the track for clip 3, and then Mangian again across the track for clip 4 in your second decel zone. Very small decel zone there. Basically, as they transition through and get done with their transition, they can decel just a little bit there, but then need to pick up throttle really as fast as you can and make a nice smooth line out to clip 5, your next outside zone and small wall run, and then tighten it back up for clip 6, your next inside clip, and transition one more time for clip 7, your last and final inside clip, and finish on the outside of that track. But again, don't want to go over those rumble strips there at that last portion of the track. We'll bring up the bracket there. I'm sure bracket link has been posted in chat already. There it is. Zach O'Sullivan and Raman Katastrenko will start us out today for round 6, top 32. Again, super exciting here. This track has really become a staple of the series. We continue to run it time after time, and it makes a really exciting event.
Yeah, we've seen lots of mishaps at this course. We've seen lots of wonderful things happen here, and it's just such a fun track, and especially now with the wall added in at the end, which I think came in a year or two ago. It's such an amazing addition. It just makes the drivers have to push that much harder.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like the new, Manji section, taking out that inside clip there in the middle of the track and putting the outside zone to outside zone. But here we go.
Yeah, so our first battle underway. Zach O'Sullivan in that lead car there in his S13. Chased behind him is... Oh, I think we're just going to get a restart here.
Yeah, we certainly are going to have to get a restart.
And they're going to have to pile on there and doing a little 180. These are solid cones, so they do not move. You move around them.
Absolutely. And having to back up there due to the AI line, they would reset them back.
Now let's try this again. To start off our battle of the top 32, the lights go out. Zach O'Sullivan in the lead lane there in his S13. Roman Katastranka giving chase, initiating in the first battle here at round 6. Right on a great line already is Zach O'Sullivan. Trying to keep up to that door though is Ramen, and he's doing a good job as they come through this Manji section here, almost leaving no room for the transition wall ride against that clip 4. Coming through the last 2 inside clips now. A little bit of a gap established there from Zach, and Ramen catches up right as they cross the line.
Wow, what a start to top 32 here. We'll go back to the replay. A good start this time by both the drivers, and Zach gets out to a little bit of a good lead here as they enter in, but then Ramen reels him in across that inside clip there and out to outside zone 1 as they both fill it there. Good transition across the track, almost dropping a tire there at Zach out front, and then right on his bumper through that transition. Very nice along that small wall run there as well. Last and final one, and across that finish line they go.
Yeah, Zach just looking so on point today, so dialed in his S13. So let's see what Ramen can do in his lead run, as that lead run from Zach was just, it was amazing.
Yeah, really spot on by Zach.
As we watch those 3 lights go out and off, they're allowed to go. Ramen Katastranka a little slow getting out of the gate there, but on the throttle they get as they come in for their initiation. Zach giving lots of room right out of the gate here as Ramen tries to dive in for that inside clip but misses it completely, holds it up against the wall. Here comes Zach now on the attack of the door and rear bumper of Ramen as they transition to come onto that clip 4 wall ride, coming in to that second to last inside zone. Almost a little push there from Zach on the rear quarter panel as they come across the line.
Whoa, what a first battle we have here in this top 32 as we go back to the replay. Ramen again out front, this time being chased down by Zach, and again another decent gap there as they initiate in. Ramen goes a little wide for that first inside clip, and there you see Zach reeling him in right on the bumper as they make that first transition, and again on the next, going into that next outside zone along the wall. Both doing a good job. A little bobble there in chase from Zach along that inside clip, but they finish out door to door. Zach right there with him. So we will go to those judges, and they'll slide them left for Zach and right for Ramen. And look at there, quickly sliding left for Zach. Current Rookie of the Year will move on into the top 16 quickly.
Let's hope Zach can keep this momentum going throughout the top 16.
Absolutely, he's certainly showing he's got what it takes to push on, and really deserving of that current Rookie of the Year position.
As we have our next 2 drivers here at the line, Russell Jones in that lead lane, Kazuki Fukushi in the chase, Russell in his S14, Kazuki in that Toyota Celica, as they sit here and wait for the lights to turn on. They will blink 3 times and off they can start their battle. And off they go. Out of the gate nice and clean. Russell Jones again out front. Kazuki giving chase, initiating in. Good angle there from Russell. Kazuki already starting to reel him in through that first turn as they push out to grab that outside zone along the wall there. Transitioning now to these next 2 outer zones. Coming in for the wall ride. There's Kazuki starting to get that proximity in and starting to reel in Russell Jones as he gets on the door for that transition and keeps them side by side through the finish.
Yeah, really solid finish there to that battle as well. We'll go back to the replay. Russell Jones out front being chased down by Kazuki Fukushi. Kozuki doing a really good job here on that run up, staying right with him. Little gap established there, but Kozuki again reels him right back in by the time they get to that first inside clip. Really good lead line here by Russell Jones out front, though. Very smooth transitions as well. Gets all the way out there for that wall ride, grabbing the next inside clip, and look at there, right on the bumper is Kozuki in that chase position. And they finish out the first run.
They sure do, and back around to the line they come. Kozuki now in that lead lane with Russell Jones ready to give chase. And the lights go off, and here they go for the second half of their battle. Kozuki initiates in. Russell Jones a little closer on the initiation, but Kozuki starts to pull away after that first turn, grabbing that outside zone beautifully, but Russell Jones catches up real quick as we come into this Manji section. Now to come up against the wall, almost getting lost in the smoke there is Russell Jones as Kozuki transitions to that final inside clip with a huge gap established.
Yeah, there certainly was. There was a few times there in Russell's chase where he washed out wide right behind Kozuki. As we go back to the replay here, Kozuki, nice initiation. When he picks up throttle, he heads right for that inside clip, while Russell, you know, again washes out back there in that chase position. So he has to make up that ground, and then again washes out just a little bit there. Gets, as you said, caught up in that smoke line, and just doing everything he can to try and catch back up to Kozuki out front, but not sure if that's going to be enough. We'll go to the judges though, and Ed's already sliding right for Kozuki Fukushi. And there, Matt and Chris both go Kozuki Fukushi, and he gets the win. A solid lead out front by Kozuki Fukushi.
Yeah, very nice job from Kozuki. It was a good lead and a good chase, and he goes on to see Zach O'Sullivan in the top 16. As we have our next two drivers now coming to the line, Luciano Canaro in the lead lane in that RPS 13 against Jordan L. Nasser in his big Dodge Viper. And here they go. Three lights go on and have turned off, and this battle can get underway. Luciano Canaro out front, initiating in right on the door, though, and a huge tap from Jordan, sending him spinning backwards. It is now up to Luciano to finish out this run and finish it out cleanly, as Luciano is doing an amazing job here right up against that wall, coming through that inside clip. One last transition to go, and he takes that battle.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we'll go back to the replay to see if we can see what exactly happened here. Luciano enters in. He seems like he has decent speed. Again, you know, Jordan comes in backwards, you know, really over-rotating there in that chase position. And, yeah, maybe just comes in a little too hot as, again, you know, we went over the line map earlier. There is that decel zone there. Now, drivers, of course, you know, can't come to a stop. So, you know, it'll be up to the judges to determine if he dropped in, you know, too much speed.
Yeah, it'll be something for sure for the judges to look at, whether it was a fault on Canaro's side or just Jordan came in too heavy, too hot, too much angle, and just decided to spin the car to not cause a bigger accident. So, but they're back at the line, ready for the second half of their battle. Jordan L. Nasser out front, Luciano Canaro giving chase. Three lights go out and off they go down the long straightaway and initiating in. Almost backwards entry goes Jordan, but looking really solid out front, really pulling away from Luciano. Luciano catching up now in this Manji section along the bumper as they transition to come up to clip 4 along that wall ride. Jordan's really on fire now on this lead run, but Luciano is right there on the door as they come across the line.
Wow, that was one of the better, out front runs we've seen all day, I think. Jordan El Nasser in that Viper as we go back to the replay. Luciano trying to chase him down. And you see Jordan over-rotates just a little bit again, but he doesn't really have to make a big correction there to, pick up that inside clip. He works out to the first outside zone as well as those through the Manji section. Is just really on one here for his lead position run. The second half of this battle, nice transition to finish it out as well. So again, it'll be up to those judges to determine, the fault on the contact in the first run. And it comes down to if Luciano dropped too much speed, wasn't going fast enough there in his lead, or, Jordan coming in too hot. And, again, with maybe too much angle there in his chase. But there they go. They are going to slide left for Luciano Canaro. But again, good job by Jordan, really showing out on that second half of the battle.
Yeah, 100%, but congratulations to Luciano for moving on to the top 16 as we have our next battle lined up and ready to go. Victor Alves in that lead lane in that beautiful S15 against Abdulaziz AlHarvey in his S14 in that chase position as they wait for those 3 lights to turn on. And off they go. Victor Alves in that D-Max S15 with a huge gap right off of the gate from Abdulaziz as they come through that first inside clip nicely along the wall. Abdul trying to catch up but just can't seem to get the work done as they come through this Manji section and onto the wall ride of clip 4. On come the headlights of Victor Alves with that huge gap established as they come across that line.
Wow, Victor was flying through the course there and held his momentum all the way through. As you said, he gets out to a really good start here. I mean, just leaves Abdulaziz back there on the run-up and then continues on with, again, an extremely nice lead run out front. Very smooth transitions and again, holds that momentum all the way through the course and stays committed there. And you see Abdulaziz starting to reel him in just a little bit there in that chase position. But, that big gap that was established so soon.
Yeah, just maybe a little sleeping at the line a little bit, not maybe able to get the power down or get the grip that he needed. But let's see what he can do on his lead run as we flip them around now. Abdulaziz in that lead spot and Victor Alves ready to give chase. And off they go. Through the gate nice and clean. Abdul got to get the power down here as he initiates into this first inside clip, and already Victor's starting to reel him in and get on the door as they give a little bit of room here for the 2 transitions that they have to make before the wall ride of clip 4. Victor Alves sticking right with them with a nice proximity, just enough so that the transitions can be done cleanly, and there it is right up on the door of Abdul as they come across the line.
Yeah, I think Victor did exactly what he needed to really take home that win here in top 32 against Abdulaziz. We go with that replay. Abdulaziz doing a good job out front. He does go wide for that first inside clip, gets out to outside zone 1 just a little late, but makes a nice line here through the Manji section of the course. Smooth transitions. It's all the way out there to the wall. Now does make a small correction there. And really hangs on to that inside line just a little bit too long there. But here we go to the judges. Victor Alves on your left and Abdulaziz AlHarvey on the right. And they, again, quickly slide left for Victor Alves. And he'll move on into top 16.
Against Luciano Canaro, Victor Alves. That's who they're going. That's who he's going up against in the top 16. As we get our next battle to the line, Erikas Circus in his BMW against Yuna Warninen in his even bigger BMW.
Erikas trying to sneak in a quick practice run there as the next group loads in. But yeah, as you said, a big battle coming up. Erikas Circus and Yuna Warren, and actually a literal big battle, as you know, the two big BMWs will face off. Yuna in the little bit bigger one. Think so.
But both drivers super consistent in their driving, and I mean, Erikas in the last round really showed out at how great of a driver he still is and can be. But Yuna is very good under pressure and can really make magic happen in the BMW that he drives. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, if excuse me if I'm remembering wrong, but I believe Yuna took home second place last round.
I believe so, yeah. So it should be an interesting matchup. Erikas Circus out front. Yuna Warren in giving chase. Waiting for those lights to go. And away they go for their battle. Erikas out front. Yuna out back. Initiating in. Wow, already the proximity on the door of Erikas is Yuna as they come beautifully through that inside clip and outside zone, leaving some room here for the transition, but Yuna not giving him any room to breathe through clip 4 as they come through the final two inside clips. And look at the proximity from Yuna as they come across the line.
Whoa, that chase run was insane. Now, of course, you can't discredit that lead from Erikas Circus out front. He gets a little gap there, but Yuna quickly reeling him in for that first inside clip and really holds that proximity throughout the remainder of the run as Erikas stays on a very smooth lead line. Filling that zone there at the wall, both drivers riding it, and then again right there on the bumper as they make that last transition, and across the line they go, door to door.
It's going to be great to see what Yuna can do out front now and how aggressive Erikas really has to be in this chase position as they're back at the line and ready for the second half of their battle. The three lights go out and off they go out of the gate nice and clean, and then this long run up to the first inside clip, initiating almost behind Yuna. It was Erikas, but keeping the proximity there as Yuna keeps a nice good line through those first two clips as they do this transition part and come up to the wall ride of clip 4. Erikas really sticking it on the door there as they leave just enough room again for the transition. A little touch there from Erikas right before they cross the line.
We may have our first one more time here in top 32. We'll go back to the replay. Again, Yuna out front, and Erikas almost gets caught up there in that chase position as they enter in, but he, does a good job to hang on to it. He washes out just a little bit there coming into outside zone 1, but reels him back in as Yuna is on a tear here through his lead run all the way up against the wall. Erikas right there on the bumper, making that last and final transition, giving him a little nudge, and there they go across that finish line. We'll go to those judges. Left for Erikas Circus, right for Yuna.
It's in the middle for one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. Erikas had his small mistakes there in that chase position, but I think his lead was overall a little bit cleaner. I mean, it's a tough one for the judges.
It's anyone's game at this point. They were both really putting it all out there. Battle of the BMWs.
And there they go, sliding right for Yuna. He's going to get the win. Well deserved there. That chase run was insane.
Yeah, very nice job by Yuna Warren as we already have our next battle at the line and ready. Kozu go to in his RPS 13 against Tristan OLeary in that Toyota Supra.
And look at there, we got flags to pop up. Still having issues with the flags showing up, guys. Certainly apologize, but they are there for that judge's decision. Yeah, hearing the judges, they're ready.
And the three lights come on, and off they go to start their battle. Kozu go to out front, Tristan OLeary giving chase. Kozu was looking very strong in qualifying as they initiate in, and a little bit of a gap there. Missing out on that first inside clip was Kozu, but holding it along the wall. Tristan trying to adjust to that line that he is on as he transition through clip 3 and coming around that wall ride for clip 4. Beautiful line into that second to last inside clip, but a decent gap there between the two drivers as they come across that line.
Yeah, it looks like Kozu's got an interesting setup up front there on that car as well. Go back to the replay. Here they go, entering in. Nice smooth line there from Kozu go to, but he does wash out wide for that first inside clip. But sets him up a little weird there for that next section of the course, but he gets it together there through that transition. Riding along that wall, and Tristan OLeary staying right with him, diving in there just before they finish out the first half of their battle.
So the pressure is on now. Tristan OLeary out front, Kozu giving chase. Tristan in that JZ A80 Supra, Kozu in that RPS 13 as the three lights go off and away they go out of the gate. Tristan coming down that long straight and initiating in right away. Kozu tries to get up on him and hits into Tristan OLeary, sending them into the wall.
Oh no, and still some contact there after they had their wreck. Yeah, it's gonna definitely shut that run down. We'll see if we can get a replay. Exactly what happened there. Now we know Kozu, being a Japanese driver, doesn't always have the best connection, so it could be lag here that happens. You see him enter in, Christian picks up throttle, yeah, and gets hit, it straightens him out. Yeah, I think it's really just gonna be on Kozu Goto coming in. Just maybe a little bit too hot.
No. I feel like, yeah, that was all on fault at Kozu there, but I'm not a judge. I could be wrong. They might see something different that I didn't, but
yeah, they're gonna quickly go on to Tristan OLeary. He's gonna get the win and move on into top 16. That's a winner from our first feeder series.
That sure is. Both of them actually seen each other in the feeder series as well, so it'll be nice to see these two duke it battle here in the VDC.
Well, and this time Tristan again taking the win, and he'll have to face Yuna later on in top 16.
Yeah. As we have our next battle at the line, Poleski in that D-Max S14 against Marcus Lindquist in his beautiful RPS 13. Three lights go out and off they go. Poleski out front. Marcus ready to give chase. Little bit of a gap there at the initiation as right away on the throttle is Poleski, filling the zones beautifully. Now Marcus starting to catch up a little bit as they transition through this Manji section. Onto the wall now they come. Look at the lead line from T-Con out front as Marcus just does everything he can to really stick it to the door of T-Con before the end of the course.
Yeah, Marcus really had to spend majority of that run reeling T-Con in. As we go back to the replay, T-Con gets settled into a nice gap established there before they even enter in. And as soon as he does, he settles right on into this course and doesn't really stray away from that lead line that the judges want to see. Very solid, minimal corrections up front. And there you see Marcus finally starting to reel him back in. And there they go across that finish line for the first half of their battle.
As we just wait for the two drivers to come back around here. Now in your lead lane will be Marcus, the Mr. Pink Drifter. And giving chase, the one and only T-Con Poleski. We wait for those three lights to go out, and off they go. Nice and clean out of the gate. Marcus gets a good run up, but already on the really close in proximity and just about on the door is Poleski. As into the wall goes Marcus, but not shaken up as T-Con in that chase position, even with the proximity he had. Diving up now to get closer onto the door through clip 4 is T-Con, but Marcus doing a good job out front to put the car where it needs to go. But look at that proximity as they cross the line, almost passing him.
Yeah, T-Con really putting on the pressure there in his chase position. Really throughout that whole entire run, he sticks with him through the run-up and enters right there with Marcus. And really sticks to that line, stays in the pocket. You see Marcus go a little bit too wide there for first outside zone, tapping the wall. And T-Con really was there to keep him going as he bounced off of it. Really deep in that next wall run as well. And overall, it turned out to be a good lead after, getting into the wall just a little bit. But T-Con really establishing the win here, I think, in my opinion, with that chase run.
Yeah, super aggressive, even right off of the front there.
Yeah, absolutely. And there they go, sliding left quickly for T-Con Poleski, and he'll move on into the top 16. To face off against the winner of our next battle, Alexander Holstner and Augusto Ferrera.
Super intense battle between these two. Both have been done very well in qualifying. They're both really great battlers. They're very good drivers, so it'll be really great to see who goes up against T-Con Poleski as they come up to the line now. Alexander Holstner in that RPM FD RX-7. Against T-Con Poleski already went to the top 16 against Augusto Ferrera in his S15. Those 3 lights go out, and this battle is underway. Down the long straightaway before initiating into this first turn. Good initiation from both drivers, but Augusto has a full straighten as he tries to get back into it now and stick with the door of Alexander Holstner. Alexander Holstner doing a very good job out front. A little bumper tap there again from Augusto as they transition for the final time here to get through that inside clip and across the line. Yeah,
an unfortunate mistake there in that chase position by Augusto Ferrera. As we go back to the replay here, Alexander out front, nice initiation, and then Augusto almost setting him on fire there. Really straightens out big time. As I could hear originally, him banging off limiter there as he came back on throttle, so maybe just not in the right gear he wanted to be. As he jumps right back in it and continues on, but Alexander having a very good lead out front, and then Augusto, I'm gonna imagine that's gonna be a 0 in that chase position.
Yeah, exactly. But there's still room for error. We've seen it before. So Augusto Ferrera out front in that S15. Giving chase is Alexander Holstner in that FDRX7. The lights go out and off they go. Let's see what they can do as they initiate in. Good initiation by Augusto right on that inside clip. And a little tap there from Alexander Holstner, putting Augusto into the wall. Augusto's holding on to it as they come through clip 4 now. Big little bit of a gap there with Alexander Holstner taking a really deep inside line just to try and regain that proximity. A little bumper door tap there from Alexander as they come across the line.
That was almost really bad. As we go back to the replay here, entering in as Augusto again spitting those flames out, and then just a small bump there by Alexander, and then Augusto goes into the wall so a tough one for the judges. And then one of the more dangerous things I've seen in motorsports, Augusto comes back onto the track, and they end up finishing out their run. But again, the run will be over there at that contact at the wall, so it's up to the judges to deem fault. And quickly they're gonna say one more time they're gonna give fault to Alexander for that little bump there, setting Augusto offline and putting him into that wall. So we're gonna line him back up.
See, just like I told you, Chad, this is what can happen. There's always room for error. So again, we've seen it many times. You know, one driver zeroes out his run, the next driver zeroes out their run, and we're here in this one more time situation. I'm sure the judges just want to see them clean up these battles a little bit and not have any contacts this time around. As they get back to the line again, Alexander Holstner will be leading now. Augusto Ferrera giving chase. The three lights go on, and off they go for their one more time battle. And good out of the gate was Alexander Holstner. Huge gap on the initiation. Reeling him in, though, is Augusto Ferrera as they come through that outside zone and transition now into this Manji section. Augusto really trying to put on the pressure to Alexander here as they come through clip 4. Beautiful job so far by Alexander out front, but Augusto keeping right with him through those transitions and across the line.
Yeah, good on Augusto to catch back up as quick as he possibly could there in that chase position. We'll go back to the replay and you can see Alexander gets out to a very good start, enters in, and then Augusto reels him in. By the time they really get to that first outside zone right there on this bumper as they make that first transition, stays with him as they come up to that second wall run there, filling that outside zone, and then stays with him there on that last and final one. There they go across the line for the first half of their one more time.
And back around at the start line, they are Augusto Ferrera now in that lead position, and Alexander Holstner ready to give chase. Who will win this battle and move on to face Tikon Poleski in the top 16? Out of the gate already, though, all closer is Alexander Holstner as he goes and tries to get on the door of Augusto there. Oh, Augusto going into the wall again, but holding on to it, missing out on that outside zone, though. Alexander doing what he needs to do to adjust and make up that proximity from the extra speed that he would have had. Now as they come through this transition, Alex is already on the door of Augusto coming across that finish line.
Yeah, good second half as well, but as you pointed out, Augusto going into the wall, this time all out on his own. Nice initiation here. Augusto dropping just a little bit of tire, which I think set him on that outside line just a little bit there, enough to make him have to make that big correction out front. Alexander stays on the correct line there and reels him back in across those last and final inside clips. Again, there they go across the line for the second half of their one more time. So we'll go to those judges. Left for Alexander Holstner and right for Augusto Ferrera, and there they go, unanimous decision. Alexander Holstner will get the win and move on to the top 16, and he's got Tikon Poleski up ahead.
Yeah, Alexander's going to have to pull out all the stops against Tikon there. It'll be a good top 16 battle as we let the next little bit of drivers here load in. We're getting on to our next battle of Lisa Mizau and Austin Meeks.
Yeah, Austin making it into top 32 today. He qualified 31st, so just sneaking in there. That'll be exciting. Nice. Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what he can do in that C7 Corvette.
Yeah, nice to see him back too. It was, you know, I know he took a bit of a break there. It's good to have Austin back. I like seeing that Corvette.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, you know, he gets busy with that zoo.
Zoo?
And, yeah, like a literal zoo. Yes.
Literal.
So again, just waiting on that next group to load in. And if you haven't checked out Grip Royal, griproyal.com, super nice steering wheels. Got some adapters for our for us sim guys as well.
I'm really happy Grip Royal's doing that. You know, it's nice to see the steering wheel companies kind of going, hey, there's a market in the sim racing stuff. Let's make adapters for it, and then you know they're at least going to be of high quality.
Yeah, it's Scott himself, owner of Grip Royal, does a lot of sim drifting stuff. They just finished building their little 240 hatch as well that looks insane. I don't know if you've seen it yourself, Tanner, but you should check it out.
I'm going to have to check that out after the stream.
Yeah, one of the prettiest, we'll call it teal colors I think I've ever seen. A little more on the blue side. And the
As we have-
chrome Kensai Rokus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll be a nice car to check out there. But first, we have drifting to get to. Lee Zhao in that JZ A90 Supra, a brand new one there, against Austin Meeks in that Chevy Corvette as they initiate in. Lizam out front, good job so far on the initiation. Austin really trying to catch up with them, but losing a lot of wheel speed there as they came through that first turn. Now transitioning through these outer zones and onto the wall of clip 4. Austin starting to reel in Lizam as they transition now to the final inside clip and crossing the line.
Yeah, really good lead out front there by Lizam. As we go back to the replay here, he gets off to a really good start here and establishes that gap soon, picks up throttle. You see Austin wash just a little bit right after that first inside clip. And again, he has to make up that gap. Cuts the line just a little bit there at that outside zone, but does a really good job there in that chase position. And again, Lizam doing a fantastic job out front the first half of their battle.
And now with them coming back to the line, we'll see what Austin Meeks can do in his lead run, as he will be leading the second half of this battle and Lizam will be giving chase. And the 3 lights are out, and underway is the second half of this battle between Austin Meeks and Lizam. Already pretty close is Lizam on that initiation, but Austin having a good initiation himself, missing out on that inside clip, but holding it well against that first outer zone along the wall. Now for the transitions coming up to clip 4. Lizam doing a good job just keeping that proximity and keeping a good distance away from that lead car as they transition through that last and inner clip and across the line.
Yeah, a little safe there in that chase position
Yeah.
from Lizam, but either way, solid lead as well from Austin Meeks here. As we go back to the replay, nice smooth initiation, and again washes a little bit for that inside clip, but makes it out to the first outside zone. Nice, good transition here for the Manji section as well. A little late on both those zones, but Lizam doing a good job back there in that chase position. Again, you know, as you said, could be a little closer here through that run, but that might be enough there. We'll have to go to those judges, and they're gonna slide left for Lizam Asau and right for Austin Meeks. And there they go, left for Lizam Asau. He will get the win. So again, you know, did what he needed to do in that chase position to solidify that win.
Yeah, exactly. Just holding it in there, just keeping that decent proximity, not wanting to get too crazy and accidentally cause an incident. So good job on Lizam, and we'll see him again in the top 16. But first we have our next battle here of the top 32, and we are flying through top 32 here, guys. So make sure not to blink. You know, if you need to go get a drink, do it quick, because we have Maxime Tingai at the line, ready to go up against Kevin Stump. Maxime in that S15, Kevin Stump in that NOS Energy Drink S14. As the lights go out and off they go for their battle. Nice and clean out of the gate along this down straight and initiating in right away. A huge hit from Kevin Stump and basically ending his run, but Maxime's staying in it and doesn't seem too shaken by that hit, although it sent Kevin Stump almost straight. Well, Kevin Stump did straighten through it. Now Maxime just does what he needs to do to get through this course, and it pays off.
Yeah, and then another, you know, unfortunate contact there. As we go back to the replay, Maxime out front, Kevin Stump trying to chase him down. And yeah, I think Kevin just coming in a little too hot there immediately, you know, into the door of Maxime. But good on Maxime to keep it going. If you can keep the run going, you might as well. And he does just that. Kevin jumps right back in it. And they give us a little show to finish out the first half of their run. But again, you know, run shut down there at that first bit of contact.
Yeah, exactly. But now they are back at the line and ready to go again for the second half of their battle. Maxime will now be chasing, and Kevin Stump, who's still just making his way, there he is now going to be giving his lead run. The 3 lights go out and the second half of this battle is underway. Good start here from Kevin Stump. Maxime right with him though as they initiate into that first inside clip as they come out to the first outside zone. Good proximity here from Maxime as Kevin Stump transitions through this Manji into clip 4, that wall ride there. But Maxime sticking right with him as they transition now and they have established through that last inside clip. But Maxime doing a good job at holding the proximity most of the way through the course.
Yeah, he sure does. I mean, again, yeah, solid lead out front by Kevin Stump here as we go to the replay. Great initiation. Does wash a little bit there for inside clip, which opens the door for Maxime to jump on Kevin's door. And he stays with him pretty well here throughout the rest of the run. You know, sacrificing just a little bit of line there in that chase position. And falls back a little bit there on that last and final transition. But again, it's going to come down to that contact on initiation in the first half of the battle and who, you know, gets the fault for it. But, you know, as we saw, I think it's going to be, you know, on Kevin's fault. And there it is. Sliding left for Maxime. Rhys, Ed, and Matt, all 3 of them. And he'll move on into top 16.
Up against Lazam will be Maxime Tingy. As we move on to our next battle, Rhys Tatterson in that Pro Drift Academy S15 against Martin Marek in his S15. Or S14.5, I think Martin Marek says. We'll wait till we see the back end of it.
It is. It's a S14 with a S15 front.
Yeah, so an S14.5. Awesome. We wait for those lights to come on. And off they go. Rhys Tatterson out front. Martin Marek gonna be given chase. Down the long straight they come, and initiating in is Rhys Tatterson. Good angle there. Missing out a little bit on that first inside clip, but doing a good job on that outer zone. Martin Marek sticking right with him though, just leaving enough room for the transitions as they come through that wall run of clip 4. Martin Marek really keeping the proximity here to Rhys Tatterson as they come up and across that line.
Yeah, good job by Martin there in that chase position. We'll go back to the replay. Again, good solid lead out front by Rhys. And giving Martin the opportunity to stay right there with him throughout this run. Good initiation. Rhys goes a little wide for that first inside clip, but Martin follows him right through it and stays with him bumper to bumper there through that transition. In the second half of that Manji section there, and again, for that last and final transition, does sacrifice just a little bit of angle there, but we know Rhys likes to really pour it on here in that angle department.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting chase run from Rhys there, but we'll see what he can pull off. Martin Marek is now in that lead lane, ready to duke it out one more time here to see who's moving on to the top 16. Off they go, trying to get the power down. Martin Marek out front there, really close to him already is Rhys Tatterson though, as you look at that proximity coming through that first inside clip as he pushes out along that outside zone, transitioning now to these next 2 outside zones. Quick transition between them as he pushes all the way out to the wall there, but look at the proximity from Rhys Tatterson this whole way around, not leaving the door of Martin Marek.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go back to the replay of the second half of this battle with Martin out front. And I think overall Martin might have had a better lead here as far as following the line as they initiate in. He picks up that throttle, grabs the first inside clip, but there you see Rhys right there with him in that pocket, and Rhys doing a little bit better job of matching the angle and line of Martin through the course here. Little bobble there along that wall, and Rhys drops out just a little bit, but again, you see matching that angle there as they come across that finish line. So, you know, overall, I think a tough one for the judges here, and they'll go left for Rhys Tatterson We're right for Martin Merrick. Again, you know, maybe one more time between these two. Oh, and just as I say that, all three of them slide left for Rhys Tatterson. And he's going to get the win there and move on into top 16.
Yeah, good job there from Rhys Tatterson, but also Mark too. He put on a great show, but ultimately Rhys Tatterson moves on to the top 16 as we have our next battle, KO Fonseca in that S15 against Brandon Williams in his JZX. KO Fonseca in the lead lane, Brandon Williams giving chase. Three lights will come on. And off they go. KO Fonseca out front in that S15 initiating in, but wait with him is Brandon Williams. Good job through that first inside clips. They push out and grab the wall of that outside zone. Now for the transition through these next two outer zones. They go for one more wall ride around clip 4. Look at the proximity from Brandon as he almost leaves no room for that transition, trying not to hit KO as they come through the finish line.
Yeah, really exciting finish there to the first half of their battle. As we go back to the replay, KO Fonseca out front being chased down by Brandon Williams. Nice smooth initiation by KO out front. Brandon sacrificing a little bit of line there going up on that rumble strip at the first inside clip, but they continue on. Nice solid lead again out front by KO. You see Brandon right there with him as they come into that second inside clip. He dives down for the third, and they go across that finish line.
Yeah, Brandon really sticking it to the door to KO there, so KO's really going to have to keep that proximity up on this run. As the lights turn on, Brandon Williams out front, KO giving chase through the gate nice and clean as they come down that straight, but KO already on the bumper of Brandon Williams and really getting close to him through that first inside zone or inside clip as they come through the first outside zone on that wall ride, leaving some room now for the transition before they come up to that second wall ride of clip 4. But the proximity from KO on this battle is right close and almost right up to the door with a little nudge at the end there onto Brandon Williams.
Yeah, KO really aggressive there in his chase position as we go back to the replay. Brandon out front being chased by KO Fonseca. And there they go, entering in. Solid angle there from Brandon Williams. A little bit off that inside clip. Gets all the way out to that first outside zone. And a nice transition across, filling the next. Both of those zones. And there they go along that second wall ride. Brandon going just a little wide on his line there. Get that big car around that inside clip. And there they go across that finish line. So again, going to the judges this time, they will slide left for KO Fonseca and right for Brandon Williams. And there they go. All three judges going left for KO Fonseca. He'll move on into the top 16, and he's got Rhys Tatterson later on.
What a good job from KO there, taking the win from Brandon Williams. Moving into that top 16 spot as we have the last of top 32 about to load in and get ready to do battle. As our next one up is Alan Hines versus Brian Garcia. It is going by so fast today, so make sure quickly while this group is loading in, you go grab your drinks, grab your snacks, grab what you need to grab, head on back down, and we can continue our runs. And we'd just like to thank everybody for tuning in, chatting it up on the YouTube there and on Facebook. Good to see some familiar names in the chats. We have our two drivers here just warming up their tires, getting ready for their battle.
Little trash talking going on in the Discord between the drivers. So this might get exciting here.
Ooh, between who?
Alan and Brian are our next battle coming up.
A little bit of a grudge match then,
And
huh?
Brian's saying he's gonna take Alan to Gapplebee's. So.
Ooh. Well, we'll only know at the end of these two battles. Applebee's, that's funny. I didn't know Alan ordered a Gapperoni with cheese, so.
Maybe you didn't.
Maybe he didn't. It depends if the delivery driver can make it happen.
Maybe it's complimentary.
And here we go at the line. In the lead lane is Alan Hines in that Pro Drift Academy S15. And giving chase is Brian Garcia in that Aston Martin. Off they go. The three lights are out. The little grudge match here between the two. Good initiation from Alan, right to angle. But look at Garcia trying to push up onto the door as they come through that outer zone. Transitioning now to the next two outer zones, almost not leaving enough room for the transition. Garcia putting it right up on the fender of Alan Hines, but the lead run from Alan Hines that he's putting on here is Brian Garcia gives him a little door tap there just before the finish.
Okay, Brian. Again, I'm not sure what happened to our graphic there, but Alan Hines out front and being chased down by Brian Garcia. Now Alan gets out to a good start, but Brian is quick to reel him in there along that first inside clip, goes all the way out to that wall for the first outside zone. And again, as you said, a really good lead run as Brian sacrifices just a little bit of angle there coming into the second wall run, but right there on the bumper of Alan and almost pushing him across that finish line.
Now we just have the drivers coming down the straightaway to get back on the line to duke it out for the second half of the battle to see who will be moving on to the top 16. Will it be Alan? Will it be Brian Garcia? Brian again in that Aston Martin. Alan in that Pro Drift Academy S15. The three lights go out and off they go for the second half of their battle. Down the long straightaway already on the initiation. Look at that. Oh, a tap there from Alan Hines into Brian Garcia, but none of them are disturbed by it as they continue out the run, transitioning to clip 4 here, and the proximity that Alan is putting onto Garcia as they transition through that inside clip right along the back fender as they cross that line.
Yeah, great second half there. And Alan said, "You ain't taking nobody nowhere." As we go back to the replay, and Alan gives him a little bump here in the first turn right there. And they keep going with it. Doesn't disturb the run really at all. Alan stays right there along the bumper as they make their transitions through that Manji section up into the wall. Now, again, Brian just pouring on the angle here in his lead run. And overall, again, super solid lead run, but the proximity and aggressiveness from Alan in his chase might be enough to put him on through. Judges will slide left for Alan Hines and right for Brian Garcia. Couple of one more times in the chat. And there they go to Alan Hines. He is going to get the win and move on against Brian Garcia. Again, good on Brian. Great lead, great chase. But yeah, I think it's going to come down to that chase run by Alan Hines. He gets the win and moves on.
Exactly. I think the street's closed and the pizza boy needs to go home. As we move on to our next battle, Daniel Mora and Hayden Winter.
Yeah, hearing over Discord and the judges' decisions, that it came down to that chase position between Alan and Brian Garcia. Alan just being a little bit smoother and Brian being a little bit stabbier in his chase.
Well, we have our next battle underway now. Daniel Mora in that S13 against Hayden Winter in his R33 as they come down the straight and initiate in. Ooh, big hit there from Hayden Winter as he tries to keep it together, but it doesn't upset Daniel as they transition now into clip 2 and 3. Good job here so far from Daniel Mora out front. Nice and up against the wall, but Hayden Winter really sticking with them, keeping that proximity nice and close and being right on the door as they finish out their run.
Whoa, Hayden really going after it there in his chase position. As we go back to the replay, Daniel Mora and Hayden Winter entering in nice and smooth. Now, I will say Daniel, held on to that decel a little bit too long there, which, caused him to hang on to the outside line, so he washes for that first inside clip. But Hayden doing a really good job in that chase position, threw it, stuck with it, stayed in the pocket throughout the rest of the run, right there on the bumper as they make the last and final transition. And then they go across the line for the first half.
Such an entertaining top 32 this has been. This is why I love Okayama. It never fails to impress. It's always such a fun course. They come back to the line now. Hayden Winter in his R33 out front. Daniel Mora in that RPS 13 giving chase. Let's see what they can do when these three lights go out. Who will be going on to face Alan Hines in the top 16? Out of the gate, nice and clean are both drivers. Down the straight they come, and initiation comes in. Good initiation from both drivers. Ooh, almost contact there from Daniel Mora in the chase position. Coming through that outside zone clean as they transition now to clip 3 and down to the wall ride of clip 4. Ooh, a little bobble there from Daniel Mora, but right on line is Hayden Winters. You see that gap there get established right at the end.
Yeah, with that bobble, as you pointed out, in that chase position, we'll go back to the replay. Hayden out front. Now, I will say, Hayden, it took him a while here to pick up throttle in his lead position right there, and then, ends up catching that inside clip. But it did almost, cause some contact there from that chase driver. And then Daniel doing a good job up until there. He washes out, has to make a big correction there, and in doing so, it threw him offline for that last and final transition. And he washes out once again. So we'll go to the judges here. I think it's going to go to Hayden. They'll go left for Daniel, but they're going to go right for Hayden Winter, and he's going to get the win and move on to face Alan Hines in the top 16.
That'll be another great battle to watch in the top 16. The top 16 bracket shaping up, and only 2 spots left in that top 16. 4 drivers left to battle it out. And 2 of them at the line now. Christoph Dizadon in that S15 and Magomed Omarov in his S13.
Go there on the YouTube chat. That is their driver numbers that they have chosen to use on their cars.
And the 3 lights go out, and off they go for this battle to claim one of the remaining spots in the top 16. Christoph out front, Magomed giving chase, and look at that. Oh, big hit there into the rear end of Christoph. Christoph trying to hold it together with that run. Almost straight into maybe a reinitiation. Couldn't really tell there, but a huge gap now established between the two as they transition to that last inner clip and across the line.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on the fault of the lead driver there as we go back to the replay here. Good run up. And as he initiates, he takes a really long time to pick up throttle and is, rather lazy about it. Really, you got to pick up throttle sooner than you think you should here on Okayama, or you'll wash out for that inside clip. And it looks like Magomed just in the chase, just, waiting on him to get going and onto the correct line. But, they kept it going. We'll have to wait and see. But we have a second half to the battle.
We sure do, and back at the line they come. Magomed out front now in that S13 with Christoph giving chase in his S15 as we wait for those 3 lights to come on. And off they go for the second half of this battle. Who is going to claim one of the last spots in the top 16? Will it be Magomed? Will it be Christoph initiating in? Good initiation there from Magomed, grabbing that inside clip into the outer zone. But look at the proximity already from Christoph, just trying to stick on the door of Magomed as they come through clip 4 into the second to last inside clip. Beautiful job from both drivers, but that proximity from Christoph at the end.
Yeah, good on Christoph, really going after it there on his chase run. But a solid lead out front by Magomed Omarov here. Almost going too wide there on initiation, but he picks up throttle, grabs that first inside clip, and all the way out there for the first outside zone. Really smooth here through that Manji section of the course, filling that next outside zone. And right there on the bumper is Christoph on that last and final transition. So again, it's going to come down to the contact and you know what happened in the first half of the battle. But judges will slide left for Christoph and right for Magomed, and there they go, right for Magomed Omarov. He's going to get the win and move on into top 16. We've just got one more battle here for top 32.
One more battle left to go. Adriel Machado and Alexander Shavrook. The battle this one will be 2 highly experienced drivers. These guys will put on a good show for us to claim that last spot in the top 16. Who will be off to face against Magomed? Will it be Adriel Machado in his S15 or Alexander Shavrook in his S14? Out of the gate they go, and down the straight they come, initiating in. Ooh, Alexander almost not leaving enough room for the transition, and coming up to that outer zone. Good proximity from Alexander Shavrook. A little bumper tap on Adriel Machado as they come through that transition onto the wall now. All over the door is Alexander Shavrook to Adriel Machado as they come through the line.
Yeah, Alexander really going after it there in his chase. We'll go back to the replay. Again, Adriel out front. Nice initiation. Does drop just a little bit of a tire there, but he hangs on to it and grabs the first inside clip anyway. Makes it out to that first outside zone as well. Good transition there to start off that Manji section. And along that wall run, getting a little tap there from Alexander in the chase position. He drops back just enough and then dives right back onto the door of Adriel.
But a good lead run there from Adriel as well as they drive back around here. So that might have made Alexander Shavrook's job a little easier, but we'll see here now that they're back at the line and flipped around. Alexander Shavrook in that lead lane. Adriel Machado ready to put on his chase run. As the 3 lights go out and off they go. Through the gate nice and clean. Down the straight they come. Initiating in. There they go. Oh, almost touching rear bumpers as they come through that first inside clip beautifully around that outside zone. And look at the proximity that Adriel was throwing on to a little mistake there from Adriel, allowing Shavrook to get a little bit of distance here through these final 2 inside clips, and just catching up to them was Adriel at the end.
Yeah, just maybe getting on the brake just a little bit too hard there in the chase position, as you pointed out. We'll go back to the replay here. Alexander out front. Good initiation, and look at Adriel right there with him in that turn 1, filling that first outside zone as well. Good transition by both. Right there on the bumper is Adriel, and there you see Alexander get out to a little bit of a lead there in his lead position. And Adriel doing everything he can to reel him back in, and does just that right as they cross that finish line. Here we go. Left for Adriel and right for Alexander. Who's going to get the win? Our last battle of top 32. Chris goes Alexander, and all 3 judges going Alexander Shavrook. He's going to get the win and move on. Again, great job by Adriel. I mean, showing big improvements here the last 2 rounds. Especially this one. I mean, good qualifying runs, and you know, good on him there. in both of those runs.
Yeah, 100% agree with that statement. Adriel, was on fire last round, and he's just been showing so much improvement. So,
yeah,
keep on
absolutely. I
practicing.
mean, just the tiniest mistake too in that chase is what it really comes down to, and letting Alexander pull that gap there. Right after that transition in the Manji section. But again, that's gonna do it for top 32. We'll pull up the bracket here. As you can see, top 16, Zach O'Sullivan, Kazuki Fukushi will start it out for top 16. So we're going to take a very small break here. And we'll be right back with more top 32 main event battles. All right, we're back. We've got the top 16 underway, and the first battle coming to the line.
Sure is. First battle here is Zach O'Sullivan, our #1 qualifier of the day, against Kazuki Fukushi for this first battle of the top 16. Zach O'Sullivan in the S13, Kazuki Fukushi in that GT4 Celica. The 3 lights go out, and underway is the top 16 of round 6 here, the Virtual Drift Championships. Initiating in is Zach O'Sullivan, who's been on fire all day, but Kazuki right with him for the most part. Just a little gap there, just leaving enough room for the transitions as they come through clip 3 into the wall ride of clip 4. Zach on a really nice lead line here, and Kazuki just leaving enough proximity there as he just punts into the front end of Zach right at the end there.
Yeah, last final surge there at the end, crossing that finish line. We'll go back to the replay. Zach out front being chased by Kazuki Fukushi. And good, smooth initiation by Zach out front, grabbing that first inside clip and all the way out to the wall there. Good proximity there on that first transition, though, by Kazuki Fukushi, and staying right there with him throughout the remainder of the course, backing off just a little bit to let Zach transition, and then right back onto the door. Sacrificing just a little bit of angle there in that chase position, but doing what he needs to do to stay with Zach.
And back at the line they are for the second half of their battle. Kazuki Fukushi in that lead lane now. Zach O'Sullivan ready to give chase. The 3 lights come on, and off goes the second half of this top 16 battle. Down the long straight they come and initiating in. Look at the proximity there from Zach, almost pushing Kazuki through that first inside clip, coming through the outer zone beautifully though, leaving sort of barely any room for that transition as they come through clip 4. Really putting on the pressure is Zach O'Sullivan onto Kazuki as they transition to that last inside clip. A little bit of loss there of the proximity, but finishing out the run.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely losing a little bit of room there as they finish that second half of the run, and you see a little bit of tapping there from Zach in that chase position. Getting Kazuki along, and then right there on the bumper through that transition in the Manji section, nice along the wall is Kazuki out front. And here's where Zach backs off maybe just a little bit there and struggles to reel Kazuki back in. But we'll go to those judges. They'll go left for Zach O'Sullivan or right for Kazuki Fukushi. And look at there, one more time. Zach O'Sullivan and Kazuki Fukushi will go at it one more time.
I think that's a good call from the judges there, the one more time. Just want to see the run buttoned up a little bit in certain spots, but these two drivers really good, and Zach being on fire and Kazuki doing extremely well here. So it'll be a nice one more time battle to see who will move on to the Great 8. Zach O'Sullivan now back in the lead lane. Kazuki ready to give chase one more time. As we wait for those 3 lights, as I say it, out they go. The start of this one more time battle is on. Initiating in are both drivers. Good angle there from Zach O'Sullivan out front. Kazuki putting on the pressure as they transition now to the next 2 outside zones. Look at that nice proximity from... Oh, Zach goes into the wall, sends himself spinning. Fukushi finishing out the run. Zach O'Sullivan pushing too hard.
Yeah, what a change of events there. We'll go back to the replay here. Zach out front being chased down by Kazuki Fukushi. And was an overall really good lead run. Drops just a little bit of tire on initiation, but picks it back up onto the track and on the correct line there. Good transition there for the Manji section as well. Filling that zone, and here's where he goes just a little bit too deep and sends him off course. And as you said, Fukushi, continues on.
Wow, what a What a crazy first half of the one more time battle, and now we have the second half. Fukushi in the lead lane now in his GT4 Celica. And Zach ready to give chase in his S13. The three lights go out, and down the straight they go. Right along the bumper is Zach on that transition, keeping that proximity there as they come through that inside clip, through the outer zone. Good job out front here by Fukushi as they transition into clip 3. Really throwing it in is Zach O'Sullivan to keep it on the door of Fukushi as they transition to that final inside clip, and across the line they come.
Yeah, good exciting way to finish out the second half of their one more time after the run being shut down in the first half. Here we go with that replay. Kazuki entering in with Zach right there with him once again. Zach washing out for the inside clip just a little bit. Has to make a small correction there in that chase to reel Kazuki back in. Nice transition out front by Kazuki, filling that outside zone along the wall as well. Good transition to finish it out. And then they go across the line for the second half. But again, with that run being shut down and Zach going a little bit too deep, I think it's going to go to Kazuki Fukushi. And there they go. Ed sliding right, Chris and Matt as well sliding right for Kazuki Fukushi, and he takes out the #1 qualifier and the current Rookie of the Year, Zach O'Sullivan.
I mean, great push from Zach though. It just, again, it comes down to a simple mistake, and accidents happen, so keep it up and we'll see it in the next round. But now Kazuki moves on to the Grade 8 as we have our next battle coming to the line. Luciano Canaro versus Victor Alves. Luciano in a RPS 13 in that lead lane, and Victor Alves in that D-Max S15 in the chase position. The three lights come on, out they go, and this run is underway. Down the long straight here at the Okayama circuit, initiating in Luciano Canaro out front. Good line by Luciano. Victor sticking right with him though, with good proximity as they leave just enough room for the two transitions here coming up to clip 4. Victor with a little bit of a gap there from Luciano, but Victor trying to reel him back in, as you see there at the end as they cross the line.
Yeah, it does a really good job to do just that in his chase position to finish out the run. And here we go with that replay. Luciano out front and chased down by Victor. Great initiation by Luciano. He's been running good lines all day and very smooth out front this time in his lead position. Victor doing a nice job through that Manji section there, staying with him, staying up into the pocket. Nice along that inside clip as well. And the last and final transition, Victor reels him all the way in, stays along the door as they cross that finish line.
Now we have both drivers coming back to the line. This time Victor Alves will be in the lead and Luciano Canaro will be giving chase. Victor Alves again in that D-Max S15, Luciano Canaro in his RPS 13. The three lights come on and out they go. The second half of this battle, who will go on to see Kazuki Fukushi? Will it be Victor? Will it be Luciano? Initiating in, huge flick there from Victor. Great job through that first inside clip. Luciano missing out a little bit on it with a bit of proximity lost as they transition now into clip 3. Oh, Luciano almost not giving enough room for the transition, having to get on those brakes. And Victor just doing a great job out front here, putting the car where it needs to go as Luciano attempts to grab the door of Victor, but can't make it happen.
Yeah, Victor really swinging that car around here in his lead position. And here we go with that replay. Establishes a nice gap out front. Really flings that thing in there for his initiation, grabbing the first inside clip and that outside zone. Filling the second as well. I mean, every single outside zone here. Very minimal corrections. Goes a little wide there, but tucks down into the inside clip very nicely. And finishes out the second half of this battle. Here we go to those judges. left for Luciano Canaro, and right for Victor Alves, who's going to get the win and move on to face Kazuki Fukushi in the top 8. And there it is. Victor Alves is going to get the win and move on.
Great performance from Victor Alves there to go see Kazuki in the next round of battles. But next up is Yuna Warninen in his big old BMW against Tristan OLeary in that Toyota Supra.
Yeah, they may be flipped around here as Tristan did qualify higher in that 20th position, and Yuna qualifying 29th. Yeah, we're going to see him flip around here.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Yes, lead lane is on the left. Now, Tristan OLeary giving in the lead lane in that Toyota Supra. Yuna Warninen out in giving the chase position. See, now they have me all backwards as they get off the line nice and clean, and off they go. Initiating in is Tristan, but right there with him is Yuna. Yuna backing off just a little bit there as Tristan comes through that outside zone. Coming through now the transition, the Manji section there, up to the wall run of clip 4. Yuna getting right on the door of Tristan, giving him a bumper tap, not enough room there for the transition, and Yuna putting it on the door as they come across the line.
Yeah, solid job by both these drivers here as we go back to the replay. Tristan gets off to a good start and a really nice initiation from him here. Nice and smooth, picks up throttle and grabs that first inside clip, which throws him out to that wall. Could have been just a little bit deeper there, as well as the next outside zone, but he fills the next and makes it all the way out to this wall as well. But that's when Yuna really reels him in, gives him a little tap there on the rear bumper as they make that last and final transition.
Well, now they're back at the line, ready to duke it out for the second half of their battle. Yuna Warninen now out front. Tristan OLeary ready to give chase. The 3 lights go out, and off they go for the second half of this battle. Who will be going on to the Great 8? They initiate in on almost a hit there, a little bit of a leg spike from Tristan OLeary, but not phased is Yuna Warninen as Yuna transitions into these next 2 outer zones. Right with him, though, is Tristan OLeary, not giving him any breathing room as Tristan just puts the car where it needs to, and almost the same bumper tap from Tristan as he's pushing Yuna Warninen through that last turn.
Yeah, he certainly was. And, unfortunately today we know Tristan's been struggling with his internet connection. So here we go with that replay. And, yeah, I mean, it looks like he was coming in hot and then, got a little refresh and then suddenly wasn't on the door of Yuna. I'm not sure if Yuna even felt that in his lead. And they keep it going, and Tristan stays on a really good chase line. Now he makes a small correction there, and then, yeah, as you said, bumps that rear bumper, and then, gives him a little shoves across that finish line. So we'll still go to those judges. They'll go left for Tristan OLeary or right for Yuna Warninen. And there they go, right for Yuna. He's going to take the win and move on into the Great 8.
Good job there from Yuna. Moving on from Tristan OLeary, and Tristan OLeary is a very good driver. So, I mean, so is Yuna, though. I mean, I think everybody is in the VDC at this point. Everyone's just on their A game all the time. As we get our next battle up and to the line, Tikon Poleski versus Alexander Holstner. Tikon Poleski in that D-Max S14 in the lead lane. Alexander Holstner in that RPM FDRX7 in the chase position. Off they go. Down the long straight here at the Okayama circuit, they come in initiating in. Great initiation by both drivers. Keeping on the door is Alexander Holstner to the lead car that is Tikon Poleski as they come through these 2 quick transitions and onto the wall ride of clip 4, but leaving no room for breathing is Alexander Holstner, as he is all over the door of Tikon Poleski.
Wow, Alexander really going after it and pulls a little bit of Osbo at the end of the run there, passing Tikon. We'll go back to the replay here. Again, Tikon out front and really being chased down by Alexander Holstner in that RX-7. Very good line by Tikon out front through turn 1. You see Alexander taking a little while to get settled into his angle there, but stays with Tikon regardless. Here they come up into that second wall run. Again, Alexander sticking right there with him. But Tikon very, very smooth out front.
Yeah, Tikon doing what he does best in that lead position and just putting the car exactly where it needs to go and leaving it there. But we'll see if Alexander can upset this battle and take the win over Tikon, moving on to face Yuna Warden in the Grade 8. But it's anyone's guess at this point as the 3 lights go out and they start the second half of their battle. Alexander Holstner out front, Tikon Poleski giving chase. Down the long straight they come and initiating in, and right away on the door is Tikon Poleski. But look at Alexander out front, and Tikon doing a great job at mimicking everything that Alexander is doing, and that proximity is just so close as they come through that wall ride, clip 4 through that inside clip, transitioning one last time right along the door. Again, is Tikon Poleski to Alexander Holstner.
Anything you can do, I can do better, says Tikon. As we go back to the replay, and what a chase run by Tikon. Just jumps right onto the door and holds this proximity throughout the entire run here. Backs off just what he needs to in that chase position for those transitions in that Manji section, and stays with him along that wall run and the final 2 inside clips. And there they go across the finish line for the second half of their battle, and we'll go to those judges. They'll slide left for Tikon Poleski or right for Alexander Holstner. But man, what a chase. And there they go. Left for Tikon Poleski. Unanimous decision by all 3 judges. And he'll move on into top 8 against Yuna Warden.
Good job by both drivers. That was a very heartfelt battle, and Yuna's going to have to put in the work now against Tikon Poleski.
Absolutely. Tikon looks so dialed in the chase and his lead position. I mean, you know, we already know each and every round he's so precise, and he's showing exactly that here at round 6 as well.
As we just wait for these few extra drivers here to load in, as our next battle up is going to be Liza Amizao against Maxime Tingay.
Absolutely. As you said, halfway through top 16 already. And these battles have been insane. And, you know, it can only get better from here.
So we're in the home stretch now, and these battles have been crazy, but we have been flying through them. Again, while we have this quick little moment, go grab a drink, grab a snack. I saw some of you already grab popcorn. That's good. You know, because you're going to blink, and we're going to be done.
Yeah, use eye drops, no blinks.
The eye drops, no blinks. Yes, exactly. like you know those hats that you put like the Red Bulls in, and you can drink out of them, but with like eye drops.
Oh no! Oh no!
So you don't have to blink.
Oh no! Sounds like something out of a horror movie.
Q, it was a good idea at the time. As we have both our drivers here ready to duke it out. The 3 lights go out. Lizam in that JZA 90 Supra. Maxime in that S15, and a huge gap off the line right from initiation here as Lizam puts the car out front, not going as deep as he normally does into that first inside clip, but holding it together through the outside zone. This is giving Maxime enough room to catch up. Maxime's sitting right on him now as they come through clip 4 into inside zone, into that inside clip. And the final inside clip is grabbed, and Maxime just can't seem to get onto the door of Lazam.
Yeah, just washes out just a little bit there at the end. I was looking forward to him jumping on the door. As we go back to the replay and we see Lazam get out to a huge lead and holds a good line through turn 1, but you see Maxime reels him in with a very good line and still holding good angle as well. There he is right on the bumper of Lazam as they make that transition through that Manji section, grabbing that next outside zone. And here on that final transition, you see Maxime wash out from that inner clip. And there they go across that finish line.
Yeah, Maxime sleeping a little bit there at the line, or just maybe couldn't get the power down that he wanted. As we have them flipped around now and ready to go for the second half of their battle. Maxime out front, Zam giving chase as we wait for those 3 lights to go out. And starting the second half of their battle to claim the next spot in the Great 8. Out front is Maxime, giving chase now is Lazam. Maxime on a great line, but Lazam already getting up onto the door, going into the wall though a little bit is Lazam, but Lazam's not giving up. Maxime's keeping the car where it needs to be through clip 4, but on the door is Lazam as they come through that final inside clip, and a big push there to get up on the door from Lazam.
Yeah, what a chase by Maxime there. As we go back to the replay, him out front being chased by Lazam, and another good lead. And I think Maxime had a better entry and line along that first turn, gets all the way out there for that outside zone. As you pointed out, Lazam almost had to reinitiate there and couldn't get back onto the right line until inside clip 2. And then makes a good transition here to jump back onto the door of Maxime. So I think, with all the mistakes adding up, it's going to be a tough one for the judges to decide here. They'll go left for Lazam and right for Maxime. And look at there, they're going to go one more time. Judges want to see a cleaner battle from them.
Yeah, I can see that one more time being the right call to do here. They both had their little mistakes, and it was a very close run when you looked at it like that. So we get to see another battle between these two drivers. And with only 4 battles left in the top 16, another one more time is appreciated to have more drifting here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And these, both these drivers are certainly capable of really high quality runs, and they'll get another chance at it.
And their chance starts now as we have Lazam out front in his JCA 90 Supra. Maxime giving chase in that S15. Off the light they go. No sleeping today as they initiate in. And good line there from Lazam. Maxime really closing in that proximity as they come through that outer zone, transitioning to this little Manji section, leaving almost no room there for the transition. Maxime really pushing up onto the door of Lazam. Lazam doing a great job out front here though, just putting the car where it needs to be and putting that foot to the floor as they come across the line.
Yeah, a lot better job there in the chase position by Maxime. As we go back to the replay, overall solid lead out front by Lazam. And it looks like Maxime's got some grip dialed into that car as you see him pick up throttle and have to jump back off of it after that initiation, but doing a good job to stay with Lazam right on the bumper as they make that transition. And sacrifices just a little bit of line there, and you see Lazam make a bobble coming into that outside zone, but they keep it going. And across that finish line they go for the first half of their one more time.
As they get up to the line now, ready to go again. Maxime in that lead lane. Zam ready to give chase. Let's see who will move on to the next spot in the Great 8. Off they go. Initiating in is Maxime with Lazam right close behind him. Good line there from Maxime through that first inside clip and out to outer zone 1. As Lazam was all over the rear bumper, almost no room there for the transition as they come through clip 4. Almost good proximity there from Lazam as they transition into this last inside clip, and across the line they come.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another tough call for the judges here as we go back to the replay. Maxime out front. And a good gap established here as he enters in and hangs on to it just for a little while as Lazam reels him back in. By the time they get to that first outside zone, you see Maxime pouring on the angle here out front. Really locks into that line, fills that zone. And again, just pouring on the angle out front. Lazam staying right there with him as they cross that finish line. But once again, going to those judges, they'll go left for Lazam or right for Maxime. Or, maybe another one more time. And no, look at there. Lazam is going to get the win in that really close one more time. Let's see if we can get one of those judges on stream here to explain that super close call there.
Okay, Lazam takes the win on that occasion. It's lead to lead. They're both not perfect. So it's as Lazam comes past that critical. Sorry, not Lazam. As Maxime comes past that critical clip 2 to clip 3, as we'd highlighted in the briefing, we didn't want to see the lead driver transition late there, as it can make it very awkward for the chasing driver to be able to actually maintain their proximity. But it's a very good job from Lazam to match that. On the reverse of this, Lazam doesn't have a perfect lead, but Maxime also has his own independent chasing errors. So therefore, we felt that as Lazam had the much stronger of the two chases and the lead to lead, they both had their own mistakes. Therefore, Lazam takes the win.
Yeah, great explanation by our head judge, Chris, there. He moves on and gets the win. We'll see him later on in grade 8, and he'll face off the winner of this battle.
Exactly. This battle being Rhys Tatterson in the lead lane in the Pro Drift Academy S15 against KO Fonseca in his S15 as the 3 lights go out and this battle gets underway. Initiating in is Rhys Tatterson. Right with him, though, is KO Fonseca as they come through that inside clip into outer zone 1. Good angle from Rhys Tatterson out front as KO is just trying to catch up and get that proximity. It seems every time he gets there, Rhys just pulls away a little bit as he keeps good proximity through clip 4 and through the final 2 inside clips.
Cal really laying on the limiter there, crossing the finish line. And here we go with the replay. Rhys out front being chased down by KO Fonseca. A good initiation by Rhys. Does make a small correction there to grab that inner clip. Makes himself out there to that first outside zone. And catches the next one as well. And there we see that big snap transition to finish out that Manji section of the course. Grabs the next inner clip. There you see KO Fonseca right there with him as they cross that finish line.
Back at the line, ready for the second half of their battle. KO Fonseca in that lead lane. Rhys Tatterson ready to give chase. And the lights go out and off they go for the second half of this battle. Down the straight comes KO. Chasing close behind, though, is Rhys Tatterson. They initiate in. Good line through that first inside clip, but the proximity from Rhys Tatterson through that first outer zone is way closer as they transition now. Almost not leaving enough room was Rhys Tatterson riding the bumper of KO as they come through clip 4. Look at the proximity that he's putting on, though, as he tries to get right up to the door of KO as they cross that line.
Yeah, good lead for KO as well, but I think Rhys did a really good job in his chase position to match the angle that KO had in his lead. You see Rhys jumping right onto the door of KO Fonseca and just, again, matching that angle and line as the lead car out front, almost dropping a tire there in that outside zone, but filling the next one all the way deep into that wall, grabbing those inner clips to finish out the course as well. There they go. We'll go to those judges. They'll go left for Rhys Tatterson or right for KO Fonseca. Or will we have another one more time here in top 16? We will not, and the judges will go with Rhys Tatterson there. He'll get the win and move on into the grade 8 to face off Lazam Isao.
You know, just looking over the bracket here, I had a really interesting thought is that if Rhys Tatterson wins his next battle, Alan wins his next battle, and the battle after that, Rhys and Alan will face each other in the Final Four.
Yeah, that'll be wild, which I think we've already... I think we got the exact same situation in Atlanta round 1. It was either that or they had to face off for 3rd place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd just be interesting to see the two teammates go at it. But now we have our next battle at the line. Don't hit refresh on your screens. It is not the same card. This is the Pro Drift Academy S15 of Alan Hines against the R33 of Hayden Winter as they initiate in. Quick to angle was Alan Hines, but right on the door was Hayden Winter. A little bit of a gap there as they move all the way out to that outer zone 1, leaving some room there for the transition. Scraping the bumper of that R33 onto that S15 was Hayden Winter as they come through clip 4 in the second to last inside clip, but Hayden Winter not giving Alan any room to breathe as they come across that line.
Yeah, absolutely. Hayden really going after it there in his chase position against Alan Hines here. Go back to the replay. Again, that snap initiation from Alan Hines. But Hayden doing a good job there in that chase position to stay right with him. Match that angle as well. As we're seeing Alan out front just pouring on the angle here in his battles as well as qualifying. And there they go across that line, door to door. Hayden Winter right there with him.
Well, now we'll see what Hayden Winter can do in the lead position. Alan Hines already showed us an amazing lead run. Now it's up to Hayden to put it down as well. Hayden Winter in that R33 in the lead lane. Alan Hines in the Pro Drift Academy S15. And here we go. Initiating in is Hayden Winter, but right on him is Alan Hines as he leaves just enough room for that transition into the next two clipping points as they come for the wall ride at clip 4. Almost a little bumper touch there from Alan as they come through that second to last inside clip. A little bit of a gap there as Alan just tries to sneak and grab that rear bumper of Hayden Winter.
Yeah, here we go to the replay. Hayden out front being chased down by Alan Hines this time. And a good initiation by Hayden. And then Alan works himself into the pocket there. Backs off just enough to let Hayden transition here, but then right back onto the door. There they go, down into the last and final inside clips here. Along the bumper is Alan Hines and then reels him right back in just before they cross that finish line. So we'll go to those judges. This time they'll go left for Alan Hines or right for Hayden Winter, and quickly going to Alan Hines. He's going to get the win and move on into the Great 8, and he'll face the winner of our next battle between Magomed Omarov and Alexander Shavruk.
That is right. One of these drivers will go on to face Alan Hines. Like I said, there is a small chance we might see these two Pro Drift Academy drivers in the next group of battles after the next group of battles against each other. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But first up, this battle to finish off the top 16, Alexander Shavruk in the lead lane in that S14, Magomed Omarov in his S13. The three lights go on. Maybe. There they go. Three lights go on, and off they go to start this battle. Down the straight, Magomed already on the rear bumper through that initiation. Now a little bit of a gap there established as they initiate in through that first inside clip and on the outer zone, leaving enough room for the transition. Magomed on a really weird line here, losing that proximity big time. Now really surging to try and catch up and hitting Alexander Shavruk through that inside clip, but not shaken is Shavruk as he comes through the final one and across the line.
Yeah, it certainly just sort of limited his angle there, but he did a good job to keep it going. Again, as our graphics is a little backwards there, we've got Alexander Shavruk out front, and Magomed chasing him down. and a fantastic lead here. And here we see Magomed make his transition just a little bit too early. Doesn't get out to outside zone 2, but gets back on it into outside zone 3. There they go across that inner clip, and gets a little bit of a tap from Magomed in that chase position.
We have them back at the line now, ready to go at it one more time. In the second half of this battle, Magomed out front, Alexander giving chase. Here we go, initiating in is Magomed with Alexander right with him as they come through that first inside clip. Alexander starting to close that proximity, a little bit of a bumper tap there on the wall from Magomed as they transition now through this Manji section and on to clip 4. Alexander all over the door of Magomed's S13 as they transition to that last and final inside clip and across the line side by side.
Yeah, Alexander doing exactly what he needed to in that chase position. As we go back to the replay with Magomed out front, Alexander chasing him down. Overall good initiation out front by Magomed. Grabs that first inner clip and going into the wall just a little bit there along outside 1. And then does a good job overall in the lead position, but Alexander Shavrook staying right there with him. Jumping right back onto the bumper and door of Magomed. Will go to those judges. This time they'll slide left for Alexander Shavrook or right for Magomed Omarov, and there they go. Unanimous decision. Alexander Shavrook will get the win and move on, and he's got Alan Hines to face in that Great 8.
And that rounds out our top 16. Which means top 32 battles and top 16 are done. We are coming down to the last half of this day. Grade 8, the final 4, and then the final battle of the day.
There, Victor already at the line, ready to go. Judges still giving their explanation on the win there. Just overall fantastic battles and driving from these drivers here today. It's going to be Victor Alves and Kazuki to start us out for grade 8.
It sure will be, and what a tricky track this is too. Again, like I said earlier, for those who've never driven it, this straightaway is just, it's very deceiving. You feel like you're going too fast and you're not going fast enough, or you're going way too fast and the corner comes at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But the start of our battle, Kazuki Fukushi, Victor Alves. Victor Alves in the lead lane in that D-Max S15 against Kazuki in that Toyota Celica GT4. The 3 lights go out and this battle is underway. Through the gate cleanly comes Victor and Kazuki, but on the bumper is Kazuki as they initiate in. But Victor going out really wide, trying to hold on to it. Kazuki doing a good job there, backing out and letting Victor ride out that potential huge impact that he saved as they come through the rest of the course now. Transitioning into that final inside clip and across the line.
Yeah, certainly an interesting one here in the lead position by Victor Alves. Here we go to the replay, entering in. Ooh, and it might be a little tap there by the chase position as he transitioned across into his initiation. We'll let the judges decide on that one. I'm sure they'll look over it a little bit, but either way, Victor washed out really wide there for turn 1, and they held it together and continued on with the first half of their battle, and we still have a second half, and we'll switch them around.
And as you say that, they are pulling back up to the line. Kazuki now in that lead lane. Victor Alves ready to give chase. We wait for those 3 lights to come on to start the second half of this battle. And off they go. Kazuki out front, Victor giving chase. Kazuki initiates in, Victor right there with him though. Good initiation from both drivers. Ooh, a little door tap and sends Kazuki into the wall.
Oh no, yeah. Then, So really depending on how they go here with the contact and, you know, the first half of the run, at least there might have been contact. We couldn't see him go one more time, or let's go back to the replay here. Again, Kazuki out front, initiating in, Victor right there, picks up throttle, and yeah, just reels him in right there, sends him into the wall, and run really gets shut down at that point. They end up continuing on, but again, the run is, you know, shut down right when they had that big wreck. Here we go to the judges. They'll go left for Victor or right for Kazuki. And there it is, one more time. We'll get to see these battle one more time, and hopefully they can clean it up. We can see a good battle out of these two.
Yeah, hopefully, because they're both super competitive drivers. I'm thinking maybe just a few mistakes on their end, but it's a good thing we're in a virtual world, because that impact would have ended probably both these drivers' nights.
Yeah, absolutely. Cars would have been written off in that collision that they had in turn 1, but here they are back at the line,
ready to duke it out again. Even fresh tires probably already, because, you know, their mechanics, they're really quick. So
the fastest
of the fast. As the lights go out and we start this one more time battle between Victor Alves and Kazuki Fukushi. Victor Alves in that D-Max S15, Kazuki in that GT4 right behind him. Good initiation from Victor, but right away Kazuki trying to close that gap as they come through that first outer zone, transitioning through this Manji section to bring them to the next wall ride. Kazuki really putting on the pressure onto Victor here as they come through that second to last inside. Oh, a little bumper tap there from Kazuki that upset him, but he managed to hold on to it and keep it across the line.
Yeah, he sure did. We'll go back to the replay. And this initiation by Victor, it looks like he's utilizing every bit of that T300 as he snaps the angle, hangs on to it, and you know, still manages to hold on to the right line as he goes out there for the first outside zone. Nice transition back into the second, and then fills the third. Works himself out to that outside zone along the wall, and then grabs those inside clips as well, and as you pointed out, gets a little rear bumper tap there from that chase position.
Yeah, let's hope they keep it clean on the second half of this battle. No more going into walls. Fukushi out front. Alpha's ready to give his chase. The 3 lights come on in the second half of this one more time battle is underway. Who will be moving on? Will it be Kazuki? Will it be Victor Alves as they initiate in? Good job from Kazuki out front, holding that lead lane down. Right behind him though is Victor Alves, trying to get that proximity off of this transition as they come through clip 4, but a good gap is established. Now they're starting to reel him in as they turn into that final inside clip, but still a decent gap as they cross the line.
Absolutely. We'll go back to that replay here. Kazuki out front in his Celica, and again being chased down by Victor. Good initiation, very smooth by Kazuki, grabbing that inner clip, and there you see Victor trying to reel him in here, and does just that with that transition there in that Manji section. Falls off a little bit there for outside zone 3, and then reels him back in for that next inside clip, and again drops back a little bit too much for that transition once again for the last and final one. So we'll go to those judges. They'll go left for Victor Alves or right for Kazuki Fukushi. And there they go, left for Victor Alves, and he moves on into that final 4 position, our first driver to make it on into the final 4. And he'll have to face off the winner of our next battle.
Yeah, Congratulations to Victor making it this far. Only a few more to go.
Yeah, and coming off that great finish at round 5 Manfield. Looks to be on the tear once again here in round 6.
We have our next drivers and next battle coming up to the line. Yuna Warninen in his BMW against Tikon Poleski in that D-Max S14. Tikon in the lead lane, Yuna giving chase. The 3 lights go out and this battle is underway. Tikon gets a good start, but Yuna's right there with him as they come down this long straightaway and initiate in. Huge entry there from Tikon, but Yuna right on the door of him as they put it through that first outer zone. Now for the transition, Manji's section into clip 4 of that wall ride, but look at Yuna just all over the door of Tikon. Nice proximity, just keeping it with the car where it needs to be as they come across the line.
Yeah, absolutely. What a wonderful start to our top 8 battle here between Tikon Poleski and Yuna Warninen. You see Tikon almost going backwards there in his initiation and hangs on to it, fills that first outer zone as well. You see Yuna right there with him, sacrificing just a little bit of angle, but then matches it there, coming along that wall ride and down into that inner clip. Nice transition across, sacrifices just a little bit again there in that chase, but stays with Tikon very well through his lead run.
Yeah, he sure does. Now, Yuna is going to have to put on a really good lead run here. Having those pink headlights behind you, that can be a scary sight. They're at the line as they wait for those lights to get out. Yuna in that lead lane. Tikon now giving chase. The lights go out and off they go for the second half of this battle. Tikon almost drag racing Yuna to that initiation point and sticking right with them all the way through that outer zone. Transitioning now, leaving almost absolutely no room for the transition as Tikon is literally on the door of Yuna through clip 4 as they come in through that second to last inside clip. There is the proximity from Tikon as they go across that line.
Wow. Another great second half to this battle. And here we go with that replay. Yuna out front, and as you said, Tikon almost passing him there in the run-up and then jumps right onto his door as they initiate and stays right there with him. Backs off just a little bit there to let Yuna transition in that giant BMW. And then, you know, again, staying right there on the door. Yuna doing a fantastic job out front, running a good line, running a good angle. But again, Tikon right there with him will go to those judges. But I think it's going to come down to that chase by Tikon Poleski. They'll go left for Tikon Poleski. They certainly will. He'll get the win, and he moves on to face Victor Alves in the final 4.
Good job there from Tikon. But Victor is no one to shake a stick at as we have our next battle coming up. Lizam versus Rhys Tatterson. Rhys Tatterson in the Pro Drift Academy S15. Lizam in his JZA 90 June Supra.
And Lizam's looked really good today. Qualifying second as well, so really dialed in that Supra this round.
He sure is, but now he's going to have Pro Drift Academy driver right behind him as the 3 lights go out and off they go for this battle. Down the straight they come and initiating in. Lizam out front with a good gap established out of the gate. Not as close as we normally see Rhys Tatterson. Rhys Tatterson touching the rear end of Lizam's car through that outer zone as they transition into clip 4 here now. Rhys Tatterson starting to put on that huge pressure as he leaves just enough room for that transition and puts the tire up on the door of that Supra across the line.
Wow, really good start here. We'll go back to the replay. Lizam out front being chased by Rhys Tatterson, and a really smooth lead out front by Lizam. Really dialed in. And you see Rhys right there with him, a little bit more angle than Lizam had, tapping the rear bumper along his and then staying with him throughout the rest of the run here. I mean, great chase, but Again, great lead as well, opening that door for Rhys Tatterson.
Yeah, he sure did. So now we're going to have to see how they work on the return.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Lazam to really stick it to the door of Rhys Tatterson here.
There is. They are back at the line. Rhys Tatterson in that lead position. Lazam ready to give chase. They wait for those 3 lights to go out so we can start the second half of this battle. Off they go through the gate, nice and clean. Lazam already getting right up onto that bumper as they initiate in, but a little bit big gap established into that first clipping point as they go through the outer zone. Huge gap here as they come into the transitions. Now Lazam has finally started to catch the door of Rhys Tatterson as they transition to that final inside clip. Now putting on the door was Lazam.
Yeah, overall good job by Lazam, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to grab the win over Rhys Tatterson as we go back to the replay here. Rhys dropping a little bit of a tire there on initiation, but hangs on to it, grabs that first inside clip and works himself out to that first outside zone with a big gap established. And there you see Lazam along the bumper for that transition, and then reeling Rhys back in here for that inner clip. And there they go across that finish line, door to door. We'll go to those judges. Time they'll slide left for Lazam or right for Rhys Tatterson. And there it is, all going right for Rhys Tatterson. He'll take home the win and move on into the top 4 to face the winner of our next battle.
Speaking of our next battle is going to consist of Alan Hines in his Pro Drift Academy S15. I feel like I've said Pro Drift Academy S15 a lot today.
One after another.
One after another. Against Alexander Shrivuk in his S14. Here they are at the line. Alan Hines in the lead lane. Alexander giving chase. Who is going to face Rhys Tatterson? Will it be Alan? Will it be Alexander? We'll see after this battle. The first half here getting out of the gate cleanly. Alexander ready to put it on the door of Alan Hines. Alan Hines snaps to transition. Not as deep as he has been into that first inside clip, but really going good onto that outer zone. Alexander Shrivuk doing a good job at keeping that proximity to Alan as he really starts to reel in that door through clip 4 and the second to last inner clip. Transitioning once again and putting it right up on the fender of Alan Hines as they go through the line. I thought he was going to pass him.
Yeah, it came really close to that as we go back to the replay here. And there's that big initiation from Alan once again, but this time watching a little bit for that inside clip. He does fill that first outside zone as well as outside zone 2. You see Alexander right there along the bumper as Alan makes this transition, fills that next outside zone. And again, staying right there with Alan as they make the last and final one. And there, as you pointed out, Alexander almost passing Alan Hines in that chase position.
Let's see what Alexander can do in the lead position. Alexander's been on fire all day today. Good to see him finally settling down in that S14 after changing out of his GT86 that he's been running for so long. The 3 lights are out, and who will go on to face Rhys Tatterson? Alexander Shrivuk out front, Alan Hines giving chase, initiating in a bumper touch there from Alan Hines into Alexander Shrivuk, but not upsetting the run as the proximity already from Alan is insanely close. Looking right at it as they come through clip 4. Right on the door is Alan Hines. Alexander doing a wonderful job out front here, not leaving a door open enough for Alan to get up onto the door of Alexander, though.
Yeah, Alan Washington just a little bit wide there for that last and final turn. Here we go with the replay, the little bumper touch there from Alan. And it looks like another one here along the first outside zone. But they hold it together and keep it going there. See Alan jumping right back onto the door as well as they fill that outside zone at the wall. And here we go. Alexander just taking a little bit different line there in his lead. What Alan did in his chase. Alan drops back just a little bit as they cross that finish line. So we'll go to those judges, and they'll slide left for Alan Hines or right for Alexander Shavrook. Or could we see him go one more time here in the Great 8? Just taking their time to deliberate this one. And look at there, we have one more time across the board. We get to see these battle it out. One more time, we'll line them back up.
Yeah, great call by the judges. That was so close by both of them. Both of them with their own minor little mistakes. So now they're really going to be putting it on the line. Let's hope the pressure doesn't get to either of them. And we see some great battles to go and decide who's going to face Rhys Tatterson. And here they are at the line. Alan Hines in his Pro Drift Academy S15, ready to give chase, or ready to get chased by Alexander Shavrook in his S14. The three lights go out, and this one more time battle is underway. Right close already is Shavrook, as Alan Hines does a crazy snap to entry, missing out on that inside clip though, as he comes up through that outer zone. Alexander Shavrook really getting it in on him as they come through clip 4 now. Alan Hines, getting bumped around by Alexander Shavrook as they come through this final inside clip, and Shavrook pushing him through that final turn.
Yeah, jumping on the door once again there as they cross that finish line. And here we go with that replay. Alan Hines out front, initiates in, drops a little bit of a tire, and again washes out for that first inside clip. He does grab that first outside zone and fill the next, with Alexander right there on his bumper as he makes those transitions. And there, as you pointed out, gets a little bump there by Alexander in that chase position, and then jumps right back onto the door of Alan for that finish line.
As we just wait for him to come down the straight here. Now we'll have Alexander Shavrook leading and Alan Hines giving chase for the final half of this one more time battle to decide who's going to see Rhys Tatterson in that final 4. The three lights go out and off they go. Alexander Shavrook with a good start. Alan Hines already with him though, getting that proximity in there, as he's right on the door of Alexander through that first outside zone, as Alexander transitions now through the next 2 outer zones, coming into that wall ride of clip 4. Rhys, or Alan Hines on the door of Alexander Shavrook, right all the way across the line.
Oh,
another
man.
close battle.
Absolutely. I mean, we could see him go one more time, yet another time. And here we go with the replay. Alexander out front. Good initiation. Does take him a little while to settle into the angle that he wanted, but once he does, he settles into a very nice line here with Alan right there with him. Drops back just a little bit, but then reels him right back in for that next outside zone. Smooth across those inner clips with Alan just a little bit on the inside, and there he is along the door as they cross that finish line. So once again, we'll go to those judges for this battle, and look at there, they're going to slide left for Alan Hines. He's going to get the win and move on. Let's see if we can hear from Chris on this one more time decision here.
Should we ask again?
Well, they're trying to figure it out. I think Ed's gonna come through and give us an explanation here.
The reason Alan took the win there is that lead to lead, chase to chase, Alan does the much cleaner lead overall. Yes, he has quite an extreme rate to angle on the entry, but also if you go back and watch that again, you can see that Alex has already made that mistake in his chasing position. He was already setting himself up for a weird low-angle entry, which causes that mistake himself. Then for the rest of that run, Alan does exactly what he needs to do, puts down 100-point qualifying run, no worries there. On the reverse of this, Alex does a good job, tidies it right back up by the end of that, but then as we then switch it back around to the opposite positions, Alex does much cleaner lead overall. It's just then in the chase, Alan is chasing him and is just all over his bumper the whole way. Just an absolute clinic of chase driving.
Yeah, absolutely. And a great explanation from head judge Chris there. And as Julian mentioned in the chat as well, a little bit of contact there before they initiated in, which, you know, again, could have led to Alan going a little wide there and dropping that tire. But then, you know, on the reverse of that, Alexander had a mistake in his lead as well, as it, you know, it took a while for him to settle into that angle. But we're ready for top 4.
Wow, coming to a close here at round 6 of the Virtual Drift Championships here at the Okayama circuit. We're almost there. Victor Alves versus T-Con Poleski. T-Con Poleski in the D-Max S15. Victor Alves, or T-Con in his D-Max S14. Victor Alves in that D-Max S15 as they initiate in. 2 T-Max cars going up against each other. Right on the door is Victor Alves to T-Con Poleski all the way through those first 2 clips as they transition now into clip 4, the wall ride. A little bit of a gap there, giving him the room for the transition, but right back up on him is Victor Alves. Victor Alves giving him a nudge there as they come through that finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like Victor didn't quite settle into as much angle there in the chase on that last transition, but here we go with that replay. And T-Con on a very smooth line once again here in the lead. And look at Victor right there with him. Backs off just a little bit to let T-Con transition to begin that Manji section and stays with him through it. Reels him in just a little bit more there for that outside zone. And there is that big dive along that finish line.
Yeah, Victor really just doing everything he can. He knows he has to be so aggressive against T-Con, and now he's going to have T-Con in his rearview mirror, so Victor Alves got to be on point for this lead run if he wants to move on to the final battle. As the 3 lights go out, Victor Alves out front in his D-Max S15 getting chased down by T-Con Poleski in his D-Max S14. Initiating in is Victor Alves. Right with him is T-Con Poleski as they come through that first inside clip. Touching the doors, T-Con Poleski as they come around that outside zone and that wall ride, transitioning now down into clip 4. T-Con not giving him any room to breathe as they come through that second to last inside clip. And there they go through the final one and across the line.
Whoa, we might see another one more time here and quickly in top 4 as we go back to the replay. Big initiation by Victor Alves out front, just pouring on the angle there, almost going backwards for his initiation and then continuing on with a great lead run. And there you see T-Con Poleski right there with him, dropping back just a little bit there and along the bumper as they make that last and final transition. And there they go across the line, door to door. And here we go to those judges. They'll go left for T-Con Poleski or right for Victor Alves. Or again, we might see these go at it one more time here. And look at there, dude, T-Con Poleski. T-Con is going to take home the win over Victor Alves here in top 4. Let's see if we can get Chris on that one as well, as that was a super close battle.
The reason we've given the win to T-Con on that occasion is lead to lead, they are both fantastic jobs. It is just chase to chase. T-Con yet again is able to just sort of take what the first run had done in the chasing position and then just slightly one-up it in a way. Was just that little bit tighter overall, a little bit cleaner. Yeah, T-Con is on one today.
Yeah, absolutely. Great explanation and well-deserved from T-Con. And that's not the end of Victor, though. We'll see him for third place battle as well.
We sure will, but now the battle of the Pro Drift Academy. Rhys Tatterson versus Alan Hines. Alan Hines is out front. Rhys Tatterson giving chase. And look at that right off at the initiation. Rhys Tatterson getting on the door of Alan Hines, almost pushing him around a little bit as he leaves almost no room for that transition. And now coming up to clip 4 for that wall ride. It's almost like seeing double with how close they are. They look like one car, door on the door. Across that line. Wow, what a battle.
Oh man, and Alan using every bit of that direct drive wheel he's got. We go back to the replay and check out the snap initiation by Alan Hines out front. Rhys right there with him though as they move along that inner clip and out to the outside zone. Rhys staying right there with his teammate as they transition to come out to that second wall ride. Down along the inner clip there, and again right along the bumper of Alan, and then jumping onto the door as they cross that finish line. Police were coming. It was
such a fire run. Oh, it's always one thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I should have left my mic on.
As we have them here flipped around, Rhys Tatterson in the Pro Drift Academy S15 giving his lead run with Alan Hines right behind him as they initiate in. Good snap to angle from Rhys Tatterson, but Alan Hines not shaken up, not as close as Rhys was on his chase position, leaving that room there for the transition, as now almost a little inside is Alan Hines, but he sneaks back and gets right there to that door of Rhys Tatterson, transitioning one more time, again putting it on the quarter panel as they come across that line.
Yeah, he sure did. What a fantastic second half to the battle as well. This time with Rhys out front. Great initiation. And again, you know, almost going more than 90 there out front. And Alan doing everything he can to try and keep up with Rhys there through turn 1. And there he is onto the bumper. Drops down into a little bit of an inside line there in his chase position. But there he is right back onto the door of Rhys. The judges got another tough decision here. Will they choose Alan on the left or Rhys Tatterson on the right?
Or could we see a one more time?
Yeah, we certainly could once again here in the top 4.
Chat is exploding with Rhys or one more time.
Yeah, I think you know, Rhys really showed out there, and you know, although he went a little backwards there in his lead for his initiation, he didn't waver off that line, didn't really seem to drop a whole lot of speed at all and affect the chase. A little bit, you know, more impact on his run, and then, you know, again, the chase that he put on against his teammate Alan there. Well, and there we are. We're going to see him go at it one more time here in the top 4.
Now it comes down to see if consistency is what they're made out of, as the pressure will be on for this one more time battle. Both drivers are really going to want to go at it, but they're going to have to stay consistent and keep that same high energy level runs that they did in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly puts on a little bit of, you know, extra pressure having to do it once over again.
It sure does. Now flipped back around, Alan Hines out front, Rhys Tatterson giving chase. For those who haven't figured it out yet on stream, Alan Hines' car has a little bit more decaling than Rhys Tatterson. So you can see on the front end there, Alan Hines has a lot of decals going up the hood. Rhys Tatterson does not. Off the line they go. Alan Hines initiates in. Good initiation by Alan Hines, but right on the door already is Rhys Tatterson. Rhys Tatterson keeping up with Alan Hines, leaving that room for the transition, but barely any as they scrape bumpers. Coming through clip 4, look at the proximity between the two as he doesn't leave any room for the transition, hitting the back bumper of Alan Hines and keeps up with them to the finish.
Yeah, good on Alan to keep that going as well. We'll go back to the replay. Again, Alan out front being chased down by his teammate Rhys Tatterson. And there you see huge angle this time from Alan out front, allowing Rhys to jump right onto the door and stick with him. through that Manji section. There you see Rhys get on a little bit of an inside line this time in his chase position, while Alan did it in his last battle. So there they go across that finish line, and we'll switch them up.
Sure will, and only one of them can move on to face T-Con Poleski. And will it be Alan Hines or will it be Rhys Tatterson? And then who will go to see Victor Alves in that third place matchup battle? Here we go, the second half of this one more time battle. Rhys Tatterson out front, Alan Hines giving chase out of the gate, nice and clean. Down the straight they come, initiating in, almost looking like a pair of twins coming through that first inside clip and around outside zone 1. Look at the proximity, good job on those transitions as you see them come up to clip 4 now for that wall ride. Alan Hines right there with them, and leaving again just a little bit more room for a transition than Rhys did, as Rhys wanted to take out the bumper of Alan Hines. But across the line they come to finish out this one more time battle.
Absolutely, and here we go with that replay. Rhys out front, being chased by Alan. Very smooth initiation here this time by Rhys Tatterson. Grabs that inner clip and out to that first outside zone with Alan Hines right there. Maybe not as close as Rhys until they get here along that second wall ride in that outer zone. And there you see Alan dropping back very nicely and then jumping right back onto the door, Rhys Tatterson. And here we go to those judges. Who's going to get the win? Alan Hines on the left, Rhys Tatterson on the right. Just going to come down to who was cleaner overall. And there they go. Left for Alan Hines. He's going to get the win over his teammate Rhys Tatterson and move on to the finals where he'll face T-Con Poleski. But before we do that, we've got our third place battle coming up against Rhys Tatterson and Victor Alves.
Wow, what a great battle between those two. Congratulations to both of them, and we're in for a show here for both these final matchups. So to the line comes Rhys Tatterson in his S15 against Victor Alves in his S15. One DMAX, one Pro Drift Academy. They wait for those lights to come on. And off they go for this third place matchup. Who will be taking home third place? Will it be Rhys? Will it be Victor? Initiating in is Rhys Tatterson, and good line from him, but Victor really reeling him in through that outside zone. Coming through now for the transition. Victor almost not leaving enough room and having to kind of back out of it, but get back on it now as he gets back onto the door of Rhys Tatterson, transitioning now through that inner clip and across the line.
Yeah, Victor may have even given him a little swipe across the rear bumper for that transition as well. And here we go with that replay. Rhys out front and getting off to a very good lead here against Victor Alves. Victor does a good job to reel him in here by the time they get to the first outside zone. But right there, that transition, you see it holds up Victor just a little bit, and he has to get back in it. And he does a good job to do that, you know, sacrificing just a little bit of line back there in his chase position. And there he is, jumping right back onto the door of Rhys out front.
Here we go back at the line. Victor Alves now up front. Rhys Tatterson ready to give chase. As we are almost done here for round 6 of the Virtual Drift Championship. As we get them off the line, Victor Alves out front initiating in. Good initiation by Victor, but going over that rumble strip, getting bopped around there by Rhys Tatterson. Rhys Tatterson putting him into the wall and sending him off course. And now a reinitiation from Victor Alves, but that will be it due to that accident, as we'll just watch them finish out the rest of the run here.
Yeah, absolutely. An unfortunate contact situation we've got in the second half of this battle for third place. And this time, Victor out front being chased by Rhys. Let's see if we can see what goes on here. You see Victor, a ton of angle there, but on a little bit inside line, and just gets a few taps from Rhys Tatterson in the chase position there, and sort of sends him into the wall. That might be Rhys's fault there in that chase, as you know, going over the rumble strip on a more inside line, you know, I don't think would, you know, slow down the lead driver. So a tough one for the judges here. And they'll go left for Rhys Tatterson or right for Victor Alves. The winner will take home that third place position, and Victor Alves takes it. He gets the win and takes home third place for round 6 here at Okayama.
Congratulations to Victor Alves for that win today, taking home third place. Sure, you'll be smiling and maybe having a little Saturday night party with that one.
Absolutely, and that's 2 podiums in a row for Victor Alves, winning last round and third place this one.
Yeah, Victor really showing it up and stepping up and just really showing that he is he's a threat to a lot of these guys for these championship points, and you know, he's here to win.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think it's 3 podiums in a row. I want to say podium at Londrina.
I think he did. I'd have to go back and check those stats. But now, our final battle, Alan Hines versus Tikon Poleski. Alan Hines out front, Tikon Poleski giving chase. Alan snaps to angle, Tikon right there with him though, as they come cleanly through that first inside clip and beautifully around the wall as they transition now. Tikon Poleski right there on the door of Alan Hines as Alan Hines comes through clip 4 there, through that final second to last inside clip, and now giving him a little nudge was Tikon Poleski across the line.
Yeah, really jumping onto the door there in his chase position. And here we go back to the replay here. Alan out front, Tikon giving chase. Great initiation once again by Alan, and this time picking up that inside clip. And Tikon right there with him as they fill that first outside zone, dropping back for the transition, and then dropping right back onto the door of Alan Hines, almost on a little bit further inside line. Makes a small correction there in his chase, but then drops right back onto the door once again to finish out the first half of this final battle.
What an insane battle. These two drivers, I've done battle before and they always put on a good show. Let's hear it, chat. This is the last half of the battle to decide who takes home first place at round 6 of the Virtual Drift Championship. Will it be Tikon? Will it be Alan Hines? Let's hear what you guys want to say. I know, me personally, I want a one more time between these two, but we'll find out at the end of this second half. Out in front, Tikon Poleski giving chase, Alan Hines. Tikon initiating in, good initiation from Tikon. Alan Hines right there with him though, as they go right up against that wall for outer zone 1, transitioning now through the Manji section. Look at the speed that Tikon is carrying, but Alan Hines is right there with him, almost mimicking the last run as we transition to that last inner clip, and right across the line they come.
Yeah, Tikon doing a little 360 after the run there. And here we go back to the replay with Tikon out front. This last and final battle here at round 6. And a little over rotation there from Tikon. Makes a small correction and gets right back into it on the correct line. Alan right there with him along the bumper as they make that transition. And here they come into that second wall run. Alan right there with him. Drops back just a little bit more than Tikon there, and doesn't quite jump back onto the door as they cross that finish line. Here we go to those judges for the last and final time. Unless they go one more time, we'll see if they slide left for Alan Hines or right for Tikon Poleski. Who's going to get the win here at round 6? And there it is. All 3 judges sliding left for Alan Hines. He takes home the win and the first place position here at round 6.
Wow, congratulations to Alan. That was a hard-fought battle, and Tikon's not an easy one to beat.
Absolutely. Tikon is never an easy one to beat. You see Rhys going for a little practice run, and driver's going ham now. But overall, solid round for all of these drivers today. And again, Alan Hines taking home the win. Tikon Poleski grabbing second place, and Victor Alves once again on the podium in that third place position.
What an amazing day this has been. I love this track.
Absolutely. It's Alan Parks up here. Bring up that bracket once again just for a second there. Third place not showing up, but that's how it played out. Oh, Zach getting knocked out of that number 1 position there in top 16 against Kazuki. And Victor Alves took him out and moved on into that third place position. Then you had Alan, Hines, and Rhys on the bottom of the bracket there, moving on through, facing each other in the top 4. Alan took Rhys out, moving on into the finals against Tikon Poleski and taking home the win. There we go, as those drivers were lining up. So again, we'd like to, thank everybody for tuning in today, sticking around for the whole entire event. It was a great qualifying, a great top 32 as well. And yeah, I believe that's going to do it for round 6. We got just a 2-week break. And we'll be right back with round 7. We'll announce what track it will be on Monday. And I believe we'll release this version of Okayama tomorrow. It's, again, not much different. But I know some people want to grab it and do some laps on it.
Yeah, it's a super fun track. I definitely suggest anybody who wants to give this track a try, go and do it. It is a super fun layout.
Absolutely. So everybody stay tuned for that on our social media. And we'll be posting the championship wheel from Grip Royal here soon as well. That thing looks awesome. And, I can't wait to give it out as a prize for the champion of season 5. 5 seasons, almost down here for the Virtual Drift Championship.
Been that long already?
It's been that long. Oh man, but again, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you back in about 2 weeks for round 7.